Coaches, instead of having all of you come to the college for a meeting at night, we've put together this video and put a link on our website so that you can view it either together with your community or individually, depending on what your community rep asks you to do, so that you can get all the important information that we talk about at a coaches meeting. The philosophy of Tri-County Basketball is to provide an opportunity for girls to compete against teams from other communities. The league will promote positive values, fair play, sportsmanship, and competition based on ability, grade levels, and community request. A point of emphasis for Tri-County is being a good role model. Exhibiting good sportsmanship from the coaches, from the players, from the parents is an expectation in Tri-County basketball. Please remember that you are a role model of good sportsmanship for your players and parents. They will take direction from you, whether you realize it or not. We must work together to teach the life lessons that can be taught in athletic competition: teamwork, work ethic, time management, dealing with adversity, responsibility, and sportsmanship. If you are critical of the officials, are vocal about it, and are constantly questioning calls, then your team and parents will more likely follow your lead. Remember that the officials are trying to enforce the rules of the game and make sure your players are kept safe. There will be officials of varying levels of experience, so please be patient as the younger ones are learning. You are teaching your team how to respond appropriately to calls made or not made, and how to deal with adversity. Our zero tolerance policy states that the Tri-County Conference will not tolerate harassment, taunting, profanity, or racial comments directed towards coaches, players, officials, scorers, timers, or spectators. People found in violation of this policy will be subject to discipline by the Tri-County Commissioner. Please report any violations to your community rep, and they will contact us. Your first point of contact for Tri-County is your community rep. So if you have concerns about game times, officials, venues, or just things that you want to discuss with somebody, your community rep would be the person to contact. They work extremely hard to provide opportunities for the young people in your community. They work on facility times for practice and games, work on the registration and tryout process, schedule officials, modify schedules as needed, and work to resolve the conflicts that happen in our leagues and within your own community. They deserve a huge thank you from all of you for all that they do, in most cases for no pay. Please click on the link to access this brochure. Please make sure to read this carefully, as game rules and policies have been modified since last year. Please remember your officials are hired within your community by your community reps. If you have concerns, again, the first point of contact is the community rep. We have provided the opportunity for coaches to evaluate the game officials confidentially and constructively by using an online form found on our website. Feedback can be positive or negative and will be shared with the community reps for their review. We would encourage waiting for a day prior to the evaluation process so that you can objectively provide feedback. This same form can be used by officials to evaluate coaches too. Game rules are posted online and will be at the scorer's table in each of the venues. One point of emphasis is coaches and contact with the bench. The seatbelt rule, as it's called. You should be seated while you're coaching the game. You can stand to call a timeout, to applaud a great play, to go down and teach your players during the game. But if you're standing to give the official some feedback every time he or she runs by you, the seatbelt rule should be in effect. Community reps have received laminated copies of the game rules to post on the game management tables in each gym. Your officials are probably working in numerous leagues that all have different rules, so please make sure the rules are posted and have the officials read them prior to your game. The seatbelt rule needs to be emphasized every year, so please make sure you have contact with the bench at all times. You may stand to call a timeout, talk to your players on the bench, or cheer a great play. If you violate this rule, the officials can require to have you seated for the rest of the game. We met with the community reps in regards to league placement. We took your request and looked at the numbers for each league. Typically, we need 6 teams to run a great league, so your team may not be in the league that you requested. Let's see how it plays out for the first couple of weeks. For your information, the order of the leagues from the top are American red, American blue, American white, national red, national blue, and national white. The community reps work together to update the master schedule. It is always a work in progress and is changed daily. The official schedule will go live online in mid-December. Once that schedule is out, please remember that facility availability is very limited, so schedule changes may not be possible. Please don't cancel games at the last minute because there are officials scheduled to work and they will be paid anyway. The brackets will change for the season-end tournament so that teams have a better chance to be competitive. Some teams will move up, some may move down. We may create new brackets to give teams a chance to compete. Brackets will be seeded and the tournaments will be one-day events. Admission will be charged at these events. Trophies will be given to the first place team in league play, and t-shirts will be given in tournament play for the team that finishes first in each bracket. For the dates to remember, please click on the following link for the times. There is a list of the teams, coaches, and their contact information for each league. This list will be emailed to every head coach prior to the first game. We would suggest confirming game times and locations prior to the weekend games. There is a link to access gymnasium addresses, and you can use your GPS or MapQuest directions to each gym. The concussion management waiver form is new to Tri-County and provides important information on symptoms and treatment for potential head injuries. We must have a signed form from each participant prior to playing in Tri-County. We also have first aid and other information available. It is a requirement to have a coach's waiver form with all of the signatures from head and assistant coaches on file at Madison College prior to your first game. A player waiver form must be signed by players and their parents and kept by each coach, preferably in their coaching bag. Please refer to the Code of Conduct and Zero Tolerance policy that anyone involved in Tri-County has agreed to abide by. You may need to use this form if any of your parents exhibit poor behavior during games. Game scores. You should report your game scores to your community rep on Sunday evening so that they can have it on the website by Tuesday. Even if your team is struggling, please report your scores. We receive numerous phone calls and emails when the standings are not updated or if teams are missing games. Please make sure your players pick up after themselves when the game is over. It is a great opportunity to teach them personal and team responsibility to clean their bench area prior to the next game. Those teams and the custodians will appreciate it. We do live in Wisconsin, so there's going to be snow and rain and ice. And if during your game or prior to your game there's inclement weather, please use your coaches list to contact the opposing coach to find out if it's snowing in their community. But always use your best judgment. If you feel like you can't safely get to the venue, then contact the coach and try to reschedule the game. We will have a season-end meeting with the community reps. We discuss every component of Tri-County and vote on potential changes. Please talk to your community rep if you want them to bring something to the table. So that's all the information that we have for our coaches meeting. If you'd like more information, click on one of these links here. And if you'd like to see a facility tour of Madison College, click on this link here.